90-day fiancé, Sarper to sign prenup with Shekina with one shocking condition: will she marry him? Sarper Güven made a surprising move on 90-day fiancé by agreeing to sign a prenup with Shekinah Garner, but only under one wild condition. Sarper is a personal trainer from Turkey who met Shekina, an esthetician from Los Angeles, during her trip to Istanbul. At first, he was not serious about dating her and had a notorious past, claiming to have slept with over 3,000 women. Sarper insisted that he changed for Shekina, calling her his first real girlfriend. However, his behavior on 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 is raising doubts, with many viewers suspecting it may have all been an act. Sarper viewed his quitting his playboy behavior as a major sacrifice when committing to Shekina. However, his actions didn't reflect the respect she deserved. He delayed making their relationship public on Instagram and embarrassed her in front of her sister. Despite Shekina's clear refusal, he pressured her to have a child. At one point, Sarper even told her he would forget her in 2 days if she returned to the US. Eventually, he apologized after recognizing his behavior. Shekina accepted his proposal and brought Sarper to America to marry him. Sarper was blindsided by Shekina's prenup request. Was Sarper eyeing Shekina's wealth? Sarper and Shekina were finally getting along well in the new 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 episode when the topic of a prenup was brought up by one of Shekina's friends, Alexandra. The couple was meeting with her large group of friends in Los Angeles and talking about how they wanted a wedding instead of a wedding, when the mention of a prenup suddenly made things tense. "What about a prenup?" Alexandra asked, and the rest of the group began to wonder if Sarper even knew what a prenuptial agreement was. Shekina's friend Wendy tried to explain to Sarper that no one was trying to offend him, but the reality was that neither he nor they could control how long it would take for him to legally work and contribute in the US. That could be 2 months. That could be 2 years, Wendy said. She and the others suggested that a prenup would serve as a safety net for both Sarper and Shekina in case things went wrong. Shekina noticed Wendy getting emotional, as she was very afraid for her, especially since Wendy also serves as her business manager. Wendy had worked hard to help Shekina secure brand deals and build her financial stability, so seeing her risk it all for marriage raised serious concerns. Wendy wasn't just a friend, she had invested time and effort into Shekina's success. "Babe, you know I trust you, but it might be a good idea for me to just get that," Shekina gently told Sarper, referring to the prenup. However, Sarper appeared hesitant about signing any agreement. In a private interview, he admitted he was shocked, saying they had never discussed it before. In his culture, marriage means a full, lifelong commitment. Sarper wants Shekina to maintain her weight at 128 pounds. He will charge her $1,000 for every extra pound she gains. Sarper then decided to sign the prenup only if a special clause was added. Sarper got agitated as he spoke, pointing his finger at Shekina and shaking it, prompting her to ask him to put it down. Sarper told Shekina that he had a weight goal of 128 pounds for her. "I will weigh you in every first week of every month, and for every pound you over, I will fine you for $1,000, Sarper announced. He kept asking Shekina if she was okay with that. Sarper noted that if someone puts agreements into a relationship, it becomes a business. Since Shekina came to Sarper with a prenup request, he decided to make a counteroffer. Shekina agreed to sign it, believing Sarper was only doing it out of frustration. She admitted it wasn't surprising to her. It was the same man who had been weighing her since day one. Shekina recognized that this was Sarper's way of getting back at her for bringing up something he found offensive. To him, the idea of a prenup felt like a lack of trust, and this response was his subtle way of reclaiming control in the situation. Sarper claimed he was a retired bad boy. He keeps bouncing back to his old ways. 90-Day Fiancé star Shekina's friends wondered how deeply she was being manipulated by Sarper to agree to such a thing. She tried to explain to them that it was something she was already doing. Sarper walked out of the conversation when he felt called out by Shekina's friends. He claimed it was a disrespectful move on Shekina's part when he was treating their relationship like a business transaction. Sarper asking Shekina to add the wait clause to the agreement just goes on to show that he is someone who will never change. 90-day fiancés. Sarper achieves major career milestone in America amid confusing Shekina update. Sarper Güven from 90-day fiancé is making big moves in his career in the US, even if he is given a confusing update about his relationship with Shekinah Garner. Sarper was a personal trainer back in Turkey where he met Shekina. However, she didn't approve of Sarper having women clients. Sarper worked as an exotic dancer before. It's how Sarper managed to sleep with almost 3,000 women before dating Shekina. However, once Sarper came to America, he decided he wanted to make people laugh as his job. Shekina hinted at a split with Sarper on social media by calling him out for not taking responsibility and hinting at a rough relationship patch. But then they shared a kissing picture together. Amid playing tricks on fans' minds, Sarper is busy building a career in stand-up. 90-day fiancé _Alexa shared a screenshot of a Reddit post announcing a major milestone in Sarper's life since he came to the US. The post said, Sarper will be performing at the Comedy Store in LA. The show, called Comedy Chaos, is scheduled for June 3, 2025. Sarper will be joining a star-studded lineup featuring Sam Tripoli, Amir K, Whitney Cummings, Josh Wolf, Ryan Sickler, Lucas Hurl, etc. Tickets for the event are out in case any 90-day fiancé viewers want to watch Sarper live in action. What Sarper's interest in stand-up comedy means for his future in America. Sarper wins over fans with humor and fitness in Los Angeles. Sarper has brought plenty of laughs to 90-day fiancé, often being unintentionally funny, even if his initial appearance in the US fell flat. Rough around the edges, Sarper could really shine if he focused on his natural humor instead of taking digs at Shekina's exes. He's been in America for some time now and has been spotted wearing a wedding ring, suggesting he may be settling in and possibly earning income. Sarper has also been running fitness boot camps in Los Angeles, where he mixes workouts with fun and laughter, showing fans a lighter, more relatable side. Shekina recently hinted that she might not return to future 90-day fiancé shows due to ongoing issues with Sarper. However, the couple appears to have reconciled since then. Still, if reality TV doesn't pan out for Sarper, stand-up comedy could be a promising path. Being on stage allows him to fully embrace his bold personality and be himself, something he clearly takes pride in. While fans enjoy his unfiltered humor, Sarper's red flags continue to surface, including his controversial suggestion to include a wait clause in a prenup with Shekina, which sparked backlash online. Our take on how Sarper could be the next big thing in comedy. From gym trainer to entertainer, Sarper's new path and Shekina's role. While Shekina didn't initially seem to believe in Sarper's interest in performing on stage, she has supported his ambitions. She's made sacrifices for him that haven't gone unnoticed by fans, even though Sarper once claimed he lost 90% of his income because Shekina drove away his female clients at the gym. However, Shekina doesn't appear to mind his boot camps, which are still largely attended by women. This has led some viewers to believe Sarper may have exaggerated for sympathy or to paint Shekina as the villain, while he builds a new career outside of 90-day fiancé. 90-day fiancé revealed Sarper's wild clause for a prenup with Shekina, and my jaw dropped. Warning: the following contains spoilers for the 90-day fiancé episode Proof of Love. Stream it with a Max subscription and read at your own risk. Shekinah Garner and Sarper Güven are arguably 90-day fiancé's most volatile couple right now. Their storylines always seem to include some truly jaw-dropping drama. The notion of something topping Sarper's confession of sleeping with 2,500 women may seem a bit far-fetched. However, I now believe his shocking request for what he wanted in his and Shekina's prenuptial agreement may top it. The aforementioned couple have been a part of the franchise for quite some time, but now, Sarper is finally in the United States, and they're ready to get married. That said, Sarper didn't seem prepared when Shekina suggested, in front of her friends, that they get a prenup. And Sarper's response seemed to have every one of Shekina's pals thinking this upcoming marriage would be a mistake. Topics: 90-day fiancé, Sarper to sign prenup with Shekina with one shocking condition: will she marry him? Search. SKJ Bollywood News. Topics. 90-day fiancé, Sarper to sign prenup with Shekina with one shocking condition: will she marry him? Published 2 months ago on May 26, 2025. By SKJ Reporter. Sarper Güven made a surprising move on 90-day fiancé by agreeing to sign a prenup with Shekinah Garner, but only under one wild condition. Sarper is a personal trainer from Turkey who met Shekina, an esthetician from Los Angeles, during her trip to Istanbul. At first, he was not serious about dating her and had a notorious past, claiming to have slept with over 3,000 women. Sarper insisted that he changed for Shekina, calling her his first real girlfriend. However, his behavior on 90-Day Fiancé Season 11 is raising doubts, with many viewers suspecting it may have all been an act. Sarper viewed his quitting his playboy behavior as a major sacrifice when committing to Shekina. However, his actions didn't reflect the respect she deserved. He delayed making their relationship public on Instagram and embarrassed her in front of her sister. Despite Shekina's clear refusal, he pressured her to have a child. At one point, Sarper even told her he would forget her in 2 days if she returned to the US. Eventually, he apologized after recognizing his behavior. Shekina accepted his proposal and brought Sarper to America to marry him. Advertisement. Sarper was blindsided by Shekina's prenup request. Was Sarper eyeing Shekina's wealth?